Dawn Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks are going to be hosting Vic Shaefer and the Texas Longhorns. This is a clash between giants in women's basketball. Texas has been doing amazing things, and with Vic Shaefer at their head, they're doing it in a spectacular fashion. Dawn Staley, hey, she's already going to have a spot in the Basketball Hall of Fame. She has won national titles. She has got conference championships. I can't speak highly enough about her. Like I've said before, I think that she is the modern day Pat Head Summit. For a Tennessee ball to say that about somebody, about a coach that isn't at Tennessee, that shows you how much I respect Dawn Staley. I may not always agree with the woman, but I didn't always agree with Pat Head Summit. Vic Shaefer, I think, is a good coach. I think that he will also probably end up in a Hall of Fame, if not the Basketball Hall of Fame. So both of these coaches are in a battle right now. They both have a shot at going for the national title this year. Both of them have only been defeated once. LSU defeated Texas. Texas defeated South Carolina. And I'm looking at these two teams. Now, Texas is currently number 4 and South Carolina is currently number 2 in the nation. They played each other once already. It wasn't an SEC game, as somebody has pointed out but still, there are two SEC teams that have played each other. And it was a close one. It was 64-66. You're talking about two really good teams, both defensively and offensively. And it's going to be at South Carolina. That's going to be, in my opinion, probably one of the biggest factors in this game. Now, Madison Booker and Rory Harmon and Kyla Oldacre of Texas are having outstanding seasons. South Carolina has Joyce Edwards, Medina Ocott, Raven Johnson. All three of them are having outstanding seasons. I'm looking at these two teams. And the differences between them are not that big on any stat. And I'm a stats guy. If you followed my channel, I've really gotten into the stats when it comes to these teams. And I'm not saying that I'm always predicting everything correctly. I go off the stat. You know, there are players that make a difference when you don't expect them to. There are coaching choices to be done that you can't always predict. Like trying to predict a Lane Kiffin game. You know he's going to stretch rules, but you don't know when. So I'm looking at these two teams, and we're going to look at them via the stats. Texas is the visiting team, and South Carolina's hosting. And seriously, I'm looking at these two teams and going, this is going to be wild. It's going to be very wild. I think I know who's going to win. I'm not going to say it until the end of the game or until the end of the preview for this game. Let me tell you something. Texas, South Carolina. Oh, this is going to be a clash. January 15th, 7 p.m. ESPN2. Now let's get into the stats. Before we get into the crux of this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college sports, because I do college sports, primarily college football, college women's gymnastics, do a little basketball and other sports on occasion, but that's what I do, college. Also, General Robert Neyland, former University of Tennessee head football coach for decades, had 7 maxims to win any game, but they can also help you if you apply them correctly to your life. The second one is play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That is a maxim that can be also applied to your life. Look for those breaks and take it. Now, Texas is the visiting team, like I said, so we're going to cover them first. They are averaging 90.5 points a game. Against them, people are able to score 53.2 points on average, 52% field goal percentage, 39.8 rebounds a game, 19 assists a game, 5.2 blocks a game, and 13.3 steals a game. Hey, this dominant team. Madison Booker is a leading scorer. She's scoring 19.2 points a game, 7.3 rebounds. She leads in that category as well. 4 assists, 2.6 steals, zero point 0.7 blocks. She's got 2.2 turnovers a game, 51.8 field goal percentage, 84.8 free throw percentage, and 24.4 3-point percentage. Now, I'm looking at her. She's got decent free throw percentages. Her field goal percentage, not bad. 3 point 3 pointers, okay, that's a weakness for. Turnovers, 2.2, but she's always getting it. Could be a little bit, she's a forward, got low blocks. But hey, she's still one of the dominant forces. Jordan Lee, second leading scorer, 14.8 points a game, 2.3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.7 steals, zero point 0.7 blocks, 1.1 turnovers a game, 43.3 field goal percentage, 76.2 free throw percentage, and 37.4 3-point percentage. She's a guard. To be perfectly honest, it is what it is. Leah Crump has got 13.2 points a game, 2.6 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 1.6 steals, zero point 0.4 blocks, 1.2 turnovers, 47.3% field goal average, 72.7 free throw percentage, and 30% 3 points. Now, Roy Harmon is the leader in assists and steals, but she's kind of down on points. 8.7 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 7.4 assists, though. She's a guard, so, 2.9 steals. Now, that helps out. 1.4 turnovers, zero point 0.3 blocks, 49.3% on field goal percentage, 69.4 on free throw, and 3-point percentage of 44.4%. Now, Madison Booker is out there 600, been out there 621 minutes this season. Jordan Lee, 636 minutes. Rory Harmon's out there for 570 minutes, and everybody else is bouncing around, to back them up. I'm looking at this. They're wearing out their stars a little bit, but their stars are still performing at a high level. Their percentages. Here's something about women's basketball that I miss: the fundamentals. Remember back in the day when your free throw percentage, you needed to have your free throw percentage. Yes, you had your shacks, but free throw percentage should be a easy high percentage mark. Field goal percentage is what it is. I would like to see him be a little bit better along with 3-point percentage, but it always makes me wonder, and I'm not complaining about Texas on this. I'm just saying free throw percentage, that's something that you should be working on. It would help you with the rest of your game. Now, when we're talking about South Kakalaki, 89.7 points scored per game. Literally just less than a point than what Texas scores. 53.6 points against, zero point 0.4 worse than Texas. 52% field goal percentage, same. Rebounds, they're better. Actually, a little bit better. 45.9. So you're talking almost six, about six uh, rebounds better. 18.6 assists, only 0.4 below. 6.8 blocks. They're actually 1.5 blocks better. Steals though 9.3. So they're they get 3 less steals. When you look at this team, Joyce Edwards leading scorer, 20.7 points a game, 6.3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.9 steals, 1.4 blocks, 2.6 turnovers, 60.6 field goal percentage, 63.3 free throw percentage, and 33.3 3-point percentage. Denial Latson, 16.3 points a game, 3.5 rebounds a game, 3.9 assists, 1.5 steals, half a block, 1.6 turnovers a game, 50.9 field goal percentage, 83.3 free throw percentage, and 41% from the 3-point line. Now, Medina Ocott, who leads in rebounds and in blocks. Now, Joyce Edward leads in points and steals. Medina Ocott, the center, 15.1 points a game, 11.3 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 1.4 steals, 1.7 blocks, 2.2 turnovers a game, 60.9 field goal percentage, 64.9 free throw percentage, 33.3 3-point percentage. Now, assist, Raven Johnson leads that. She's got 5.2 assists a game. I'm looking at this. Tessa Johnson's 13.1 points a game. And I'm then go down here. They're not wearing out. Dawn Staley knows the importance of not keeping their players out there for too long. Now, Joyce Edwards is out there for 500, has been out there for 540 minutes. Raven Johnson's been out there for 511. But then you go to your next level players. Tanaya Latson, 431 minutes. Medina Ocott, 416. Tessa Johnson is sitting at 492 minutes. They're a little bit more team or balance when it comes to how many minutes they're playing. Their players are getting rest. It's a good team. It's Dawn Staley. Even when she's having even a bad year for her is better than 90% of the other teams in the NCAA. It's a good team. Far more balanced on their minutes, so these ladies are being rested a whole lot better. That's an important thing. People think, oh, these stars and everything, but you take a look at, you still need to rest your players at the right time. You know, give them a little bit of a breather, allow them the chance to recoup, think about how their game's going, what they need to do a little bit different. You know, you've got to give them a little bit of time. Joyce Edwards and Medina Ocott are doing great things, as is Raven Johnson. They're doing what they need to do. This is also primarily focused on your board, like Texas is, but with a little bit more balanced time on the court. Now, I'm looking at this. Texas did beat South Carolina earlier in the season. Yes, it wasn't an SEC official game, but still they played each other. But it wasn't a blowout by any stretch of the imaginations. There was a 2-point difference in the score. I'm looking at these two teams. Dawn Staley's making sure that her players are getting a little bit more rest, not working as hard. But Texas has got some players that, you know, really good. You can understand why they're doing this. But it comes down to it's at South Carolina. South Kakalaki is a difficult place. From the time that they were a powerhouse in the ACC, most people don't know that. When they switched over to the SEC, they with Dawn Staley, they'd become a powerhouse. I'm seriously looking at all this. South Kakalaki is going to win this. The Gamecocks under Dawn Staley are always scary. I see them beating Texas in this game. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not someone that gets it right all the time. I will admit to it. And people will grumble at me and everything like that. Look, I'm telling you, looking at the numbers, I don't look at what the pros say because I don't do the gambling thing. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at where this game is. I'm looking at who's getting better rest and able to recover. And South Carolina's looking like the better team, in my opinion, on this one. Dawn Staley, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. What she did at Temple was amazing. I love what she did at Temple. I really do. Um, and then she comes to South Carolina. Took her a couple of seasons to get the ship corrected, and then 3 national championships. I'm looking at what Shaefer's done. He did great things with Mississippi State. Even got to be a runner up in the NCAAs twice. He's gotten them to the elite. He's gotten Texas to the Elite Eight and Final Four. Conference champion, tournament champion, regular season champion in both Big 12 and the SEC. Both of these are coaches that know how to do what they need to do. But Dawn Staley, I will always, like I said, I think Dawn Staley is the modern day Pathead Summit. Like I said, as a Tennessee fanatic, that that means a lot to me. I like Dawn Staley, I really do. Vic Shaefer, I don't have a problem with. I haven't heard anything bad about Vic Shaefer. I'm just looking at these two teams and just going, eh, you know, it's two powerhouses, and Dawn Staley is looking like she's got the right team at the right time. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, that's my video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And comment. Don't forget that either. Hey, this has been Paul with
Artlist.io.
Redneck Thinker Media. I do sports, I do politics. Hit like, subscribe, and y'all, this has been Paul. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.